Switzerland's engagement in Mongolia started as a humanitarian aid activity in 2010, and then with time we opened an office in Ulaanbaatar, and it became a development program. Then it was added the governance domain as one of 3 domains. One is agriculture and food security, the other one is vocational training and education, and the third one became governance. Now today, with a new cooperation strategy that runs from this year 2018 to 21, we still have these 3 domains, but we have in each domain we have at least one policy governance outcome. So this is important. Now the new strategy, in the context of discussion how SDC should continue to engage in middle-income countries, and also in view of a reduced budget, we will have a clear shift towards the governance domain, because this is where Switzerland actually has an advantage and expertise. So we will have more than 50% of our budget in the governance domain. And we will also have more projects in on sectoral governance.
Good. I would like to do the link between the cooperation strategy and the project cycle management. And I think one interesting point to mention is that the fact that we decided to have one outcome per domain, which focuses on governance, was not very contested, but it was the logical consequence of year-long mainstreaming of governance intervention into all domains. So not only the governance domain, but also agriculture and food security and vocational education and training. And this was championed by the former head of cooperation, Markus Waldvogel, as well as the current head of cooperation, Gabriela Spirli. So how does it look like? I will focus first on the analysis and planning. So here we try to integrate in everything we do this governance aspect. So we look at the current environment where we want to operate in the future. We're already operating. And then also in the implementation here, I would like to take 2 examples from 2 agriculture and food security projects. We have the Green Gold and Animal Health projects, which focus on sustainable rangeland management. And this project has, at several levels, is working on governance. So from the bottom, we are working with herder communities, and we help to organize them that they manage their rangeland in a sustainable way and find agreements with the local government. From the top down, we are working with the national government, with members of parliament, to develop legislations that reflect the experience that we have from the bottom. And then also we try to link these levels. For example, we have a project working with local parliaments, which are very important to regulate the rangeland at the local level. So we're linking this Green Gold project with this project that is working with the parliament. And this is then, it creates excellent synergies that allows to advance the objectives of both projects. But also in the field of vegetable production, which is a classical agriculture project, we are again not only focusing on introducing new seeds, on organizing farmers, but also to create enabling policies at the national level, which will also then contribute to the sustainability of our work.
So one of the examples working at the program or the project level, I work in the governance and decentralization program, which means like we work under the governance program. We also try to ensure that our projects are working together and coordinating our activities. For example, within governance domain, we have decentralization policy support project, and we are here working with Ministry of Social Welfare and Labor in terms of reallocation of their functions. And here we have vocational education training project who is working with the Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare. So we are trying to support this project in terms of governance aspects, namely the functional reallocation processes.
So let's move on along the cycle of PCM and look what concretely we can do when it comes to integrating governance into the PCM movement. Currently, and in all projects, we will be receiving midterm evaluations, and we can see that a very good guide, the questions for each cycles of the PCM are being proposed from our head office, specifically Corinne-led DDLPN team. So we are very happy, and we would be ensuring that the questions on the for various stages, especially for the monitoring and evaluation, would be included in the terms of reference so that we can also follow up constructively. And moving to the reporting, this is one of the important parts where, as we all know, the governance domains report the governance results, but how do we ensure that governance integrations are well ensured or reflected in the reporting of the other domains, thematic domains? We would like to highlight that it's important to recognize that both qualitative results and quantitative results are as important, equally important. And one of the examples, what we mean by that, in SAM project, which is very much known, I heard on supporting formalization of artisanal mining, we have HRBA approach in intervention strategy. There, for example, in improving the legal framework and support towards the artisanal miners, we have up to 27 government entities at different levels cooperating. So if we can see that this qualitative result of enhanced governance within the inter-ministerial and intersectoral governance is been there for more than 3 years, these things should be captured in the thematic domain reporting. And now we would like to just share some ideas of concrete actions we would like to follow up after the very extensive, good presentation and also discussions regarding how we better and further integrate governance in our work. First of all, I would like to thank again our network, and also I would like to thank our Marcos Waldvogel, who started us to opening our eyes, saying that you shouldn't work in silos. In order to cooperate and synergize and support, we need to understand different projects, and that was the starting point. Then we are talking about times 5 years ago. So we can also share our experiences, one of the things, and we started, if you ask for tips, you have to learn what other projects do, and the governance domain started to be the most supporting domain for other projects so that we reach more meaningful results, transformative results. So we are happy to see why I gave the history. We've started some 4 or 5 years ago, but then we were doing as practitioners. Now we are happy to have the real guide and practical instruments. We will share it, explain it with others, and we'll start applying. And in our case, we started organizing domain meetings of governance, which naturally become to involve all the domains, where we will be having regular discussions whenever relevant stages will come up. Thank you.